This FBI raid on Craig Robertson's house is a wild story, but everybody seems to be getting it wrong. We're going to do what the other news outlets aren't doing right now. We're going to look at the actual documents, the warrant that they used to raid Craig Robertson's house. Now, Craig Robertson is a guy from the state of Utah. He was killed in this raid by the FBI, and he had been posting various threats on social media platforms. Let's look into what they knew about him before this raid went down. And then we're going to watch the video of the actual raid itself. You tell me if it looks like something went wrong. We start with this, filed in the United States District Court, District of Utah. It is a three-count felony complaint against Craig Robertson. And count one was interstate threats. Count two was influencing, impeding, and retaliating against federal law enforcement officers by threat. And count three was threats against the President of the United States of America. That, of course, being Joe Biden. Now, this is where it really gets into things when we get to the probable cause portion of this search warrant and the information, the complaint against Craig Robertson. This says, I am a special agent with the FBI. They censor out their name and information. Currently side here, and primarily investigate complex criminal organizations such as criminal gangs and drug trafficking organizations. During my time as a law enforcement officer, I've done X, Y, and Z. Now, they go down through their history, and they say, on or about March 19th, 2023, I received a notification which had come from the FBI National Threat Operations Centers, or NTOC, regarding a threat to life. The username at Winston, the number 4 Eagles, was posting a threat on a platform to kill New York County District Attorney Alvin Bragg. At the time of the post, Alvin Bragg was overseeing an investigation for former President Trump. Here is the actual post. It's in the warrant itself. So you could see that he posted this on this account. His bio even says 74 Air Force vet, all that good stuff. And you could see the threat that he says against Alvin Bragg. I want to stand over him, put a nice hole in his forehead, and he talks about which guns he's going to use, all of that stuff. Bye-bye to another corrupt bastard, he says. That was just one of these. And then they showed up at his house, right? So the FBI goes to his house. This is not the raid that went wrong, but the FBI went to his house previous to that. Nobody's talking about this. On March 19th, 2023, so this is back in March, I, along with another FBI special agent, conducted physical surveillance on the vicinity of an address in Provo, Utah. This is where we believed Robertson was residing. We observed a blue Honda parked in the driveway bearing a Utah state license plate number, which matched a vehicle registered to Robertson. So they believe that's his car. We saw a heavy-set white male, approximately 70 to 75 years old, with gray hair, wearing a bright blue jacket, white shirt, and tie, walking from the house to the Honda. They said Robertson, wearing a dark suit, a white shirt, a red tie, and a multicolored hat that said Trump on the front, walked from the east area of the residence and got into the driver's seat of a Honda. He drove the Honda out of the driveway, traveled the short distance, blah, 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 blah. Then they encountered him, right? Here's where the FBI encountered him about this first threat. After arriving at the residence, I spoke with Mr. Robertson outside of the house. The conversation began when I called out, Mr. Robertson? He responded to the positive. After advising him of my identity as a federal law enforcement officer, Robertson admitted his username on Company One was Winston 4 Eagles. When I advised him that we would like to speak with him regarding the comment he posted on this platform, which I believe is Twitter, but I'm not sure, he said, I said it was a dream. We're done here. Don't return without a warrant. Now, after that, this guy, Craig Robertson, was posting like crazy on social media. He was posting things, as you could see, about the president or Kamala Harris. He was posting things about Letitia James. He was posting things about everybody, even Merrick Garland. And this is pretty clear, right? Some of these messages are very obvious threats. These are all of the messages in the complaint that led to the search on his house. And we're going to watch that video again in just a moment here. But let me show you a couple more things, because he started to threaten the officers who encountered him with the part we just read there. He started to threaten them. And they said, coming for me with your FBI, you demented weasel. And the FBI is knocking on my door. Know this, they will die. There's various other threats in here from this guy. And He said if the FBI goes back to his house, it's going to be bloody. And bloody it was. CNN says before we finally get to the video here, special agents shot and killed a Utah man Wednesday while attempting to arrest him for allegedly making threats against President Joe Biden ahead of a trip that Biden was taking to the state. FBI SWAT agents were giving commands to the man when he pointed a gun at them. That's the most we know now. Most places don't even have this out there, but they are saying, the FBI is saying that he pointed a gun at them. Watch this, though. This is absolutely wild. And this is what happened when they went to this guy's house. Here they are outside. You can see they've got a bunch of people assembled here. Right here, they're all ready to go around the SWAT van. They have a battering ram. Now brace yourself. That was allegedly a flashbang that went off in front of this guy's house. That led to them going inside, and then from there, CNN says that the FBI shot him when they saw a weapon that he had pulled up. Now I want to know what you think about this absolutely wild case of Craig Robertson. Should they have done this? Was the FBI acting too hastily? Was this an important thing? You saw some of those threats in there. It seemed pretty clear-cut to me, but I want to know what you think. Let me know.